Hello everyone, my name is Jason Moody and I did my informative speech on physical therapy. Have you ever stopped and thought about what happens to older adults who fall and injure themselves, or young athletes who hurt themselves on a field during a sports game? What happens to them after that? It's not magic, it's physical therapy. Listen closely so you can learn a bit more about this health profession. I interviewed Alex Millard, who received her doctorate in physical therapy from Duke University and has been a physical therapist for about 5 years. Whether playing sports or carrying groceries inside your home, everyday perturbations can cause orthopedic injuries to us all. Millard says during our interview. She also shares how a family member is the motivation to why she became a physical therapist. Physical therapists play an important role in keeping many individuals active and healthy. Today I'm going to educate you on how to become a physical therapist, roles that a physical therapist plays, and why this occupation is so important. The education of a physical therapist is extensive. That's why one must receive a graduate degree in the field as well as pass a licensure required in all states. Millard states that the Duke graduate program helped her leave with a job almost immediately. At first, students must receive a graduate degree containing all the requirements needed for a graduate program in physical therapy. After leaving the program, I started working for Moses Cone in an outpatient clinic. It was a good start since I preferred outpatient instead of inpatient. I experienced both settings during my time at Duke, is what Millard states. The program prepped Millard for what the field had in store, mostly due to her being in the field very frequently as a student. The majority of our classes required hands-on applications to make sure the students were getting the knowledge and experience they needed. Before graduating, they will follow steps to become a licensed physical therapist. Most students will learn the basic entry-level information needed to pass this exam during their graduate program. Towards the end of their program, they are allowed to then apply for the license in order to take the exam. After the student has been approved for their state licensure, they are allowed to register for the physical therapy national examination. This exam will determine if they can practice physical therapy. After they pass the exam, what is next? This leads me to my point on the roles of a physical therapist. Physical therapists play many roles on a day-to-day basis, but the main two I will cover are educator and motivator. Helping people stay active requires people to first understand why they were hurt in the first place. Millard states as she talks about how she educates her patients. Making sure the patient is knowledgeable about what caused their injury and what they are doing to prevent it from reoccurring is one of the most important parts of her job. If a client were to go through a program and not experience any progress, Millard says she would have to evaluate the reason. Then she would do her best to make sure the patient gets back on track. Sometimes during the rehabilitation process, one will lose motivation. The therapist must make a decision. How can I motivate this person? Millard talks about how including family or friends can help the individual become more motivated. I know personally, during my physical therapy, I needed loved ones to help me, especially during the hard times. Now that you've been informed on some of the roles physical therapist plays, it's time to talk about why they are important. When people have accepted that they will never be the same, or that they will never do something that they once loved, therapists step in to save the day, or maybe even save someone's life. Coming from Millard's and my personal experiences, being injured may put you in a state where you feel you'll never be the same. Millard shares that her father had very bad hips and knees when she was growing up due to an accident he had in college. She said he would always talk about how he was never the same. I personally thought I would never be the same when I tore a ligament in my knee. Therapists are important because they helped me recover to where I am today. But the resources of a therapist may not have been obtainable for Millard's father. Well, that's why she decided to become a physical therapist. Whether working with older or younger population, physical therapists are going to create hope for a better future, which is very important to people. Helping older adults become more mobile for activities like playing with grandkids or gardening is something that is significant to everyone. If a young athlete were to suffer a bad knee injury, the therapist could possibly get them back to where they were. Understanding the holistic importance of a physical therapist is vital for everyone who has suffered an injury or for anyone who knows someone who has suffered one. After exploring some education steps it takes to become a physical therapist, two main roles that they play, and why they are important, Everyone should stop and think about if a physical therapist has ever helped you or a loved one. I know they've helped me. Thank you.